let's start by just kind of taking a nice deep cleansing breath, a nice deep inhale through our nose, and exhale out through our mouth, and just giving ourselves permission to fully be here and experience what we're going to dive into today and set this foundation and just to be here now. So understanding how everybody feels about things is really important first. So before we start the initial round of EFT tapping that we're going to do, I'd like to bring top of mind any feelings about shame or discomfort with your relationship with money. So if you can bring up any of that that's still present for you, still percolating in your system, we can kind of look at it on a scale. We do want to look at it on a scale of 0 to 10 before we start, but also, so how much shame or discomfort do you feel when you think about your relationship with money, with 10 being the most, 0 being the least? Would love to see that in the chat. And yeah, let's see. I'm just finally opening the chat. Sorry, Krista, I don't know what you were hearing too, but I hope it was something good. And it was at 11:11 my time, so it must have been something good. All good things happen in the 11:11 portal. Let's see. Sharon's at a 6, Krista's at a 7, Wendy's 8 or 9, Alexis is at an 8, and Carla's at a 6. Great. Kira's at a 6 or a 7. Perfect. I'm going to ask, and I always do this with my clients, I always say, nail your number. Like, don't just get wishy-washy about like, maybe it's here, maybe it's there. Just go into that intuition you've been working on. My number is, boom, it's just a number. Like, I think people make a big deal out of it sometimes. They're like, oh, maybe it's there. Just, what does your intuition say? What's the number? Perfect. 6, 9. There we are. Just claim that number and that feeling. It's yours. And then also in the chat, what beliefs or feelings come up for you specifically when you think about shame or discomfort with money? If there's any like sayings, thoughts, parts of your body that feel a certain way when you think about that, just drop it in the chat and then I'll do my best to work it into this round of tapping. And if there's nothing, then I will just intuitively pick out from what I have, seen and heard in the replays that I've watched and everything else, things that I think might help you. So I'll run out of money. Yeah. That's a good one. Won't have enough. Yeah. Anything else that happens in your head when you think about shame or discomfort with money? Money means shame. Yeah. Perfect. All right. So, I don't know, a sinking feeling. Yeah. And where do you feel that sinking feeling, Carla? Is that like a stomach thing? Oh, I'm sorry, that was Krista, not Carla. Chest and stomach, yeah. Okay. This is all great. And let me just read through and make sure I'm getting them all. I'm not the one who earns it in my house. And that's associated with feelings of shame. Okay. In that case, for you, Kira, do you want to be one that's earning it in your house?
Oh, I'm unmuted.
Feel free to
talk. Not necessarily, but I want to, claim my seat and not feel shitty about it.
There you go. Okay, cool. Has everybody done EFT before? Tapping? No? Yes? Maybe? I know some of you I've worked with already. It's great. And all right. So it's like follow the leader. I'm going to tap a place on my body and say something, and you're going to tap and say it back. I would recommend, and it looks like at this point, I think, Wendy, you're the only one that's unmuted. You might want to mute so that you can say it back. It gets like a jumble on the audio if we hear everybody at the same time. So I'll say it. I'll leave time. I'll watch your lips and make sure you guys are done. And then I'll say the next line and we can move forward. Or the other way we could do this, if it feels better, like Sharon, if you wanted to unmute, or if one person wants to unmute and kind of be the guinea pig that says the thing back, that's fine too. So we're gonna just dive into releasing a little bit of shame around money and self-worth. So think about your number. Think about all those things that give you that number. I mean, you don't really think about your number. That's kind of silly. I didn't mean that. I mean, like, think about the things that make it a 6, an 8, a 9, whatever your number is, and bring those things top of mind while we're doing this tapping. And we're just going to dive into this together and make sure I can bring in some of those things that you guys have talked about too. All right. Even though I feel ashamed about money, I don't feel good enough. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes feel like I don't deserve wealth and abundance. I honor these feelings and am open to seeing this differently. Even though I carry shame from my past. And it feels heavy. Sometimes it's like a sinking feeling. I'm ready to release it and step into my worth. This shame feels so heavy, like a weight on my chest. I feel exposed, raw, unworthy. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not enough. I've carried this shame for so long, it feels like a part of me. I learned to feel this way from others. It's not even mine. This shame keeps me stuck, and I'm so ready to let it go. I don't have to carry this anymore. I'm worthy of love, abundance, and joy, just as I am. All this fear that I'll run out of money. This fear that I won't have enough. I honor myself for looking at this shame with compassion. I release the idea that I'm unworthy of money or happiness. And I choose to believe I deserve abundance by nature of being alive. Abundance is my birthright. I am deeply valuable and worthy of financial freedom. I replace this shame with greater self-love and self-acceptance. It feels safe to let go of shame and step into my self-worth. One day at a time. Because I am enough and I always have been. Even if I'm not the one that earns the money in my household. Even if I am the one who earns the money in my household. My value is not tied to what I make. My worthiness is not tied to my money or my money story. Letting go of this shame to make room for greater self-worth. recognizing how much I deserve to be happy, joyous, and free, no matter what is happening in my bank accounts. All right, I want you guys to take another nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And I want to reassess. So now in this moment, scale of 0 to 10, how much shame or discomfort do you feel when you think about your relationship with money?